We find the defendant, Levi Chavez, not guilty of first-degree murder, as charged in count 1. And the defendant, Levi Chavez, not guilty of tampering with evidence, as charged in count 2.
Almost 6 years since the death of his wife, former APD cop Levi Chavez is cleared of murder charges and is a free man this morning in front of a packed courtroom and on live TV. A jury from Sandoval County found him not guilty of first-degree murder in the death of his wife, Tara. This was yesterday afternoon. It was an extremely emotional moment, both for Levi and his attorney, as you saw, and obviously for Tara's family. They left just seconds after the judge read that verdict. The trial was not only emotional, but riveting as testimony went on for almost 6 weeks, from the string of Levi Chavez's lovers and even one of Tara's to the backfiring testimony from a gun expert. And let's not forget the day Levi Chavez took the stand himself, but it all ended as his jury, as Levi called them, while on the stand, made their final decision yesterday afternoon. Let's get to News 13's David Romero with a full recap from yesterday. Good morning, David.
Good morning, Matt. It took only 10 hours of jury deliberation. Then Levi Chavez walked out of the courthouse the same way he walked in, projecting confidence of his innocence.
I'm glad they can see all the facts. They can sort everything out. It's been a long road for me. I'm confident in the innocent man. I'm going to church.
And what are you going to do at church?
I'm praying my rosary. Let me get out of here, okay? There's a lot of good things coming my way.
Like what? What's going to happen?
Levi clutched rosary beads as he stood awaiting the verdict, and after that, he made the sign of the cross, waved thank you to the jury, then more hugs from his relieved family. Chavez was accused of killing his wife Tara with his APD-issued gun in the couple's Los Lunas home in October 2007, then staging it to look like a suicide to keep her from turning him in for insurance fraud and to avoid a messy divorce. But the defense maintained Tara had simply taken her own life, distraught over her crumbling marriage to Levi and unable to live without him. In the end, the jury of 9 women and 3 men agreed with the defense. Here's what some of the jurors had to say while leaving the courthouse.
It's just a sad, sad scenario, and no matter what you choose, nobody's going to be, not everyone's happy, and I don't think anybody will be happy.
There was a turning point. It was rough, but yeah, there was a turning point, and I'll just leave it at that.
Those jury members did agree to talk about their decision to us, but didn't want to be on camera. Matt, back to you.
All right, thank you, David. As we showed you earlier, the family of Tara Chavez left the courtroom as soon as the judge read the verdict yesterday afternoon. Tara's dad, Joseph Cordova, didn't say a whole lot, but the few words he did say hold a lot of meaning. All right, some are asking now, what is next for Levi Chavez? This is not the last time he is going to deal with lawyers and face a judge, it is for sure. As he walked out of the courthouse, he made it clear that he is ready for whatever comes next.
I don't care. Bring the civil case on. I'm not guilty. I'm innocent.
On News 13's Kim Holland has more on this civil case on special assignment this morning.
Life as Levi Chavez knew it is over. He's no longer a cop. He spent a small fortune on legal fees, and from court testimony in his criminal case, people now know him as a cheater and a womanizer. Also, his days in court may not be over.
The civil lawsuit was filed years ago.
Brad Hall filed a wrongful death lawsuit in 2008 against Chavez, APD, and its supervisors on behalf of Tara Chavez's estate. The city already settled its portion of the lawsuit for $230,000, leaving Levi on his own. A district court judge put the civil case on hold until the criminal trial wrapped up. A criminal case requires proof beyond a reasonable doubt. A civil case does not.
It's easier to prove? Is that a layman's way to put it?
I would say typically that's what people think, yes.
It's like the O.J. Simpson case. In 1995, he was acquitted of killing his wife and her friend, but a civil jury ordered him to pay $33 million for their deaths. Hall says Chavez's civil case may go to trial or could be mediated and settled. And how would Chavez pay if the court rules against him?
Whatever assets exist in his family or in the insurance policies that are still out there or in any proceeds that might be generated for the next 14 years.
And there's more. Next month, Chavez is scheduled to meet with the state agency that oversees police officers to see if he'll be banned from ever being a cop again.
We're not done with Levi Chavez yet.
Who's we? The community?
The public.
Probably not.
On special assignment, Kim Holland, KRQE News 13.
Well, that civil case Kim just told us about could also feature testimony not allowed in the criminal trial, including testimony from friends of Tara who claim she told them that if she ever wound up dead, Levi did it. We'll be watching and reporting as this civil suit phase of this still unfinished story unfolds. Keep it right here on KRQE and our website for the very latest. Coming up on 537 now, a ringleader of a multi-million-dollar drug operation here in New Mexico is headed to prison for a long time. Homero Varea pleaded guilty to federal drug trafficking money laundering charges in January. Yesterday, a judge sentenced him to more than 11 years. Investigators seized millions of dollars worth of cocaine, meth, marijuana, cash, and weapons last year after raids in Albuquerque and Edgewood, all linked to the Sinaloa cartel. 14 other people also accused of being involved in the drug ring. 11 of them have pled guilty, including a former Albuquerque firefighter, Steve Chavez here, who admitted in April to hiding money for the cartel. He has not been sentenced yet. Well, the controversial horse slaughterhouse in Roswell could be just weeks away from opening. The attorney for Valley Meat says the opening is planned for August 5th, but it all depends on a federal judge who has scheduled a hearing August 2nd on a request for a temporary restraining order to keep the plant here and another one in Iowa closed. The coalition of animal rights groups is seeking that order. They claim the U.S. Agriculture Department did not do the proper environmental reviews before approving permits for the two plants. Well, the Corrections Department wants to make the old state pen into New Mexico's own version of Alcatraz. The prison closed back in 1998, 18 years after 33 people died in a horrific riot there. Last year, as part of the state centennial, the prison opened its doors again for a few tours, and it turns out they were pretty popular. And now, Secretary of Corrections Greg Markentel wants to make the prison a full-time attraction.
We see this as being, again, an opportunity to respect legacy that occurred on that day and actually give us kind of a, if you will, a compass needle point on where we need to go in the future.
Secretary Markentel says this would bring in money for inmate programs to help them learn real-world skills. Well, the wait is now over. A new Walmart is set to open up in Northeast Albuquerque. This new store will only be a fourth of the size of a supercenter, but still creating 95 jobs in the area. You can go check it out. The store is off I-40 in San Mateo at the Pavilion Shopping Center. Going to be holding a ribbon-cutting ceremony this morning at 7:30. I believe it's one of those Walmart neighborhood grocery stores. All right, 5:39 now, and we come back.